everyone, and welcome to the Alaska Microgrants for Food Security applications for individuals. Now, if you have applied before or previously, then at this time, if you came to the login page, you would put in the email address that you originally used along with the password. If you are brand new to this website, never before have used it, then you're going to have to register as a new user. And so I'm just going to walk the brand new people through the entire process. So we are going to register. And then it asks individual applicant or organization applicant. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to be an individual applicant, but if you're an organization for the purposes of this grant is defined as a nonprofit or a education facility, and also tribes or cities are eligible, but that is pretty much the extent for organizations for our application. But we're an individual, so we're not even going to worry about that anymore. And then, so it's going to ask you a couple of eligibility questions. And one thing you do want to know is that you are going to be required to enter your social security number at some point. If you're not comfortable doing that, then don't go any further. You won't be able to finish the application. So it's going to ask you a couple of questions. This first question, I was just asked what this actually meant. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just something we had to ask, and I'm assuming that if you're on the run from the law, you're not eligible, you're not in good standing. That's just a good baseline, I feel like. And then it's a project based in the state of Alaska. Since this is the Alaska Microgrant, it does need to be in Alaska. And so then we're just gonna do submit, and then it's gonna bring you to the individual applicant registration. And so it's just going to ask name, address, email, all that fun stuff. And all of these are required fields. It's not going to let you move on unless those are filled out. So we're going to start with the first name. This is clearly for testing purposes. My real name is not Empress, clearly. And then make sure that the email address you do use is one you have access to, because all communication is going to be through that email address. And so it's very important that it is current and one you have access to. And one last time, you're not a robot, I hope not. Maybe that should be part of the registration process. Are you a robot? So then, if everything went well, it says that it sent you a registration link. So then you're gonna bring up your email, and this is why it has to be a valid email, otherwise you're not gonna be able to register. And you will see that they sent an email here. If you don't get one, it's normally a fairly quick response within a few seconds, 30 seconds at the most. If within a minute you don't see that this email has come through, check your spam folder. It will most likely have ended up in there. And then here is the link. If you get this, if you're checking this email 24 hours after you registered, this link will no longer be valid. You'll have to use this link down here and then just say forgot password, and then we'll send you a whole new link and you can go through that process. But we're just going to act like we have done this within the last 24 hours because we are. Going to ask for a password. And as you can see, there's all these validations for a password. And if you meet them, it will let you log in. And then this is your home page. This is where your profile is going to be found and all your projects and how to get into the application. Now what we're going to do is go into my profile first, because one of the things that the registration process did not ask you is what the zip code is. So we're gonna get into this and we are going to update the zip code. And again, this is just kind of a test one, so I just made up my own zip code. After you do that, save. Gonna go back to the main home screen. And then we're gonna come down here. And this is where we're gonna enter the application. And once again, you have apply as an individual and apply as organization. We are doing this as an individual, and up here it does also tell you again what the requirements are for an organization and an individual. So then we come up here and we're going to hit save, because all of that information from our profile is now going to be pulled into our application. So there we have it. And then it's going to ask you about the project address. Your project address must be a physical address. So if your mailing is a PO box, you will have to update the project address. If it is different than your mailing address, like your mailing address is in Anchorage, but your project is going to be in Nome, then you would update it. And you just type right over it and it will update. And then here's where it's asked for your social security number. And again, this is just a test one, so I'm putting in a fake application. If you do not put a real social security number in when we are reviewing it, your application will be declined. So make sure that this is a valid social security number tied to yourself. And then a project title, we're not looking for something elegant and long-winded. We want it concise and to the point. So you just kind of put in what your project will be. If it's a garden, greenhouse, or slaughterhouse, you just kind of will mention that really quick in your title. And I spelled that wrong. Then it's just going to ask you if you're at least 18 and a resident of the state of Alaska. Go me, I am both of those. And then it's going to ask for your direct beneficiary's location. Now it's based off of your census area. If you're not sure what your census area is, we have this cool little link that will take you to this nifty little map. And then you are going to kind of estimate, like North Slope, all of that. You kind of get a rough idea of where you might be located. And then this is just a common drop-down menu, and then you would choose the census area that your project is in. And then this is where you're going to pick your projects. You are limited to these projects. Read through them and pick the one that best describes what you want to do. There is no other choice, so this is all that you are. And this is a fixed amount award. So basically, we made this a lot simpler process, and there is a projects already lined out for you with a money amount. That is it. That is all that you are eligible for. So there's no more justifying a budget or anything like that. You will just click whatever project is applicable. And then you will hit save, because it will total up. It will add in a shipping cost and your project and give you your total amount of funds that you will be received. And then it's going to ask you for project details. I have done this a few times, so I might have already have this saved. And basically we just want to know what this project is for. We kind of want to know how many people you think you're going to help and what you plan on doing with the project. Like my garden, so I want to plant a garden, and I think I'm going to help 15 people over a course of 6 months. So that's just kind of, we just want this rough. As you can see, you only have 100 words, so keep it concise. And then number of direct beneficiaries or the number of people in your household. So I'm going to go with 4. And then indirect beneficiaries or people you will be sharing, selling, donating, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I could help 15 people. I only have 4 people that are my direct beneficiaries. So if I do my math correct, indirect is going to be 11. And then have you previously been a recipient of a microgrant award? I personally haven't, but if you have, you will just click yes. And then can save draft, or you can just move on. It really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of sometimes you're not able to finish it in one sitting. So if you have to step away, it's just good to make sure that you save it so that way it will always be there for you. And then you're just going to go through, and all these acknowledgments, I do recommend that you do read them before you sign them, but basically you're just signing your life away. No, acknowledging taxes and registration and letting you know that things will be inspected and all of that fun stuff. And then, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to save it one more time, and then I hit submit. And if I did it all correctly, yay, I did. It comes up, as you can see, we moved from the draft to the submitted, and then down here the status has also changed to submitted, so that means everything was correct. And if it was incorrect, it would definitely let you know, would come up with submission failed, and it would give you the list of reasons why and allow you to correct them. And that is it. That is our entire application. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this answered all your questions. If not, the web address or the email address that's listed on the screen is a good way to contact us. If we didn't answer all your questions, just give us an email and be able to help you as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.